Hello my dear friends, we do a very quick, I try to do a very quick video about our stay at the Titanic Deluxe Lara in Antalya, Turkey. I give you an honest review, but first things first. Oh man. Okay, as you already know, my English is not so good. I'm actually German and not a native speaker, English that is. So I try to do this, to make this video in English, so you might get a honest opinion about this hotel I'm going to tell you later. Be nice to me, yeah? You will see that you don't pronounce it right, or maybe your grammar's not so okay. I try to do my best. I'm not speaking on a daily basis English. So, the first thing about the whole structure. Normally I try to make a whole review about a hotel, and I like to go like from the big location of the hotel, from outside to inside, and during the video I say something like, I won't talk a lot about the kids club. If you want to see the kids club, go and check out the other videos in my playlist about the kids club, or about the water slides or something, because I always have some other videos, like in this case, where you can watch it longer. Yeah, so if you don't have kids, you don't have to take your time and watch your kids club video. But in this case, important, I have been 4 times in this hotel and 3 times after the makeover. So I did a lot of review videos about the Titanic in Lara. So I try to make this video a little bit more compromised, a little bit more to wrap it up. So if you want to get an opinion, honest opinion with some advice, just watch the video from fall or something, or from summer last year or so, and you I can make this a little bit quicker. The thing I want to tell you now is only the things I noticed which were different, and which will bring us to this point. We won't stay next year in this hotel again. Yeah, I can tell you why this is. Okay, let's go to the video, but I'm going back later with this room thing again, so you know how I mean. Okay, we stayed from 15 to 25 of July this year, 2025, and we paid about 5,500 euro. Yeah, we were 3 people, myself, my wife and my son, which is 7.5 years old at this time of the year. It was summer holidays and we had direct flights, all inclusive, a seaside view, all inclusive transfer. Okay, so euro, everything is in euro. To make like a first impression, we stayed in this hotel for the 4th time, and we stayed in this hotel after the makeover. And to make it in one word, it means nachgelassen. It means like something, it started with a high quality, but then it went over the years not so good. You can make it in, you can see it in every corner. And I'm going to tell you, I give you some points now why it didn't have this high standard before. And if you don't, to get this in relation, I stayed like in Delfin Imperial, Vogue Supreme in Bodrum, Delfin Biguens, Nirvana Cosmopolitan. I did review videos about it, so I have a special level I'm on it to make a comparison. I just put some bullet points now why it's getting worse. So let's talk about the rooms. You can if you want, you can watch the room, or you can watch the review about the room, or the whole review video. I won't talk in detail about the room. I won't talk in detail about the hotel, just for you to know. Room, you can watch the review video, or you can watch the video about the room. I just give you now the details why this room is not on this high standard it was the years ago. The rooms, if you compare it with other hotels, they were actually smaller, like 1-2 square meters smaller, and there were something you called abgewohnt in Germany, which means like you need some new paint, you know. The color wasn't so good, like little waves in it. The room service wasn't on point. For example, we had this balcony slide, and we had some, when you put your hand here, some grease on it. Didn't clean it on the mirror, the grease. It's all a little bit in time, or a little bit rusty, you might say. It's not up to date. Yeah, you really need a makeover. I only read for the rooms in the main building. And for example, you don't have a coffee machine. You just have hot water kettle, and you don't have a coffee machine, for example. And we stayed like 3 months before we went in Nirvana Cosmopolitan. You have an espresso machine. Yeah, just to wrap it up. So the room, air conditioned, okay, but it's a little bit too small, and it's not so fresh anymore. Next point. Drinks. Normally you go to the lobby in each hotel I mentioned before. You go to the lobby, you have this kind of table with champagne, fresh sodas, maybe some fruit, some other refreshments, a towel or something. Maybe a towel or something. You don't have this anymore there. Like the years ago, they had this area. You go in, you can grab a champagne or grab a refreshment. The table is still there, but the drinks are away. Like, and I don't mean like it was 11 p.m. Close to midnight. There was no champagne ready. I'm angry now. No. I'm talking about the whole time, yeah. And if you go to other hotels, they still have it. For example, Nirvana 3 months ago, they had it, no problem. It's just a way. Another thing is Red Bull, for example. First day we had real Red Bull. You say, hey, I want energy drink. You get a whole can of Red Bull. Here, please take. Now you just have this no-name energy thing. It's nothing big, but it's okay. The hotel didn't give any discount or something. It's getting even higher. I told you the price before, 5,500 euro for 10 days, 10 nights. But it tries to reduce the quality. Another point is, if you have an ice for it, we want coffee. Yeah, you know, you always have this paper coffee things, yeah, and you see a lot when you look at Instagram, Imperial, yeah, Titanic logo or something. No, it's a way. It's something to save money, but you lose your own brand with it. Some more points. There were less animation. For my feeling, there was less animation. The last years there were a lot of great shows. Nowadays, not so much, and it wasn't really no commercial for it. Like oh, look, there's a show. Why you didn't tell us? Yeah, well, why not? And we want to participate on this white party, for example. And I bought some white clothes. Said, yeah, when is the white party? And then, yeah, I don't know. Nobody was knowing. And then, like 8 years later, yeah, tomorrow. It was no organization, no great organization about animation, about shows. It was more like a little bit, yeah, I don't know. You might have to ask here. There was no. In the past, there were clean concept. Now it's away. Service. Titanic service was always good. We always like to tip, have to say this. But in the past, the service was better. I would say it was in the first half of the holiday, the service was about 60–70%, and in the second half of the holiday, the service was about 90% from the last year. So it was low and getting better, but my wife, she said like more like 60 to 80 or something. My wife says no, it was constant about 70%, about 3/4 of the whole service quality. It was, the people were a little bit more slow, they forget a lot of things, not so good as the years ago. Have to say, even if I give some tip, you might well find a video on my YouTube page where I get some argument with a guy, with a waiter. I ordered a special food like a pide with meat or something, and he bring pide with cheese. I said, yeah, sorry ma'am, it was a woman bringing it. I said pide with meat. She said, okay, no problem. Yeah, you can have it here, but bring another one too. I eat it, okay. And then this guy, this waiter went up, very angry. Why are you lying? I wrote here, you said so. Yes, okay, but it's okay now, no? It's okay. Yeah, I wrote here, you said this. Okay, but even if I said you have nice hair and you wrote you have a bad smell, then I didn't say this, you know? Just because you wrote this don't mean also people, it's yeah, and then they had some difficulties with bleach. There was a real scandal. They tried to clean the pool area with bleach, but they didn't clean it all the way. They didn't clean it good, and then I had a trousers, pants, and this they were. I'm sorry. No, I not want to break this up now, but as longer I think about this, I have to say the quality of Titanic, Deluxe, Lara, and I will make this comparison with the other hotels and would say stayed in this hotel I was 2 years ago. It is not so good as it was, and for this reason I can tell you now, we will try to get into the next village place, which is called Deluxe, and maybe you have some advice. But to be honest, it's a short video now. Maybe you don't. If I take a look about the last years and about the other hotels we stayed all the years, Titanic had a high standard, but now it's getting like they try to squeeze some money out. I don't like it. So in 2026 we will stay in Deluxe, which is about a quarter cheaper than Lara, and you can come with us maybe. Which as longer I do this video, I'm not so happy about this whole hotel. No. I did this video before in German. I was quite emotional, like, oh, not okay, not, das ist nicht in Ordnung. But now I'm a little bit like, no, I'm quite sad. If you have any question, just write it down below. I'm going to answer it, and have a nice day.